Greetings everyone, welcome to the part 3 in which we are seeing how to classify EEG signal using convolution neural network. Before starting the part 3, let's revise the part 1 and part 2. In the part 1, we have loaded the data, we have filtered the data and we set the EEG reference, which is the average of all the channels. We have also created the epochs from the raw and continuous data. So let's first run the part 1 so that we load the data, and then we will skip the part 2 which is actually classifying using machine learning, and after loading the data we will start the part 3. Let's start running the part 1 again so that we can load the data. Here I am changing the duration to 10 seconds or maybe 5 seconds instead of 3 seconds. Okay, the data has been loaded. Now the next step I have to do is to combine the control subject and the patient data and create the labels for that data. I have also created the groups for the data because I want to split the data based on the subjects, not on the basis of trials. So this is the reason I have created the group. If you want to know why I have created the group, how I read the data and how I modified the data, please watch the part 1 in which I have discussed this in detail. So I am going to skip part 2 and jumping directly to the part 3. In the part 3 we have to modify the shape of the data because the convolution neural network expect data in a particular shape. So let me check what is the shape of my data. For that I have to first convert my data into NumPy array from the list. So I will use stacking for that part. And the same thing I have to do with the labels. I need to convert the label list into the label array. Similarly, I need to convert the group list into group array. Now let's check the shape of each array. The shape of the feature or the data is 7201, 19 into 1250. 1250 is the length, 7201 is the number of segments, and 19 is the number of channel. So I need to move the channel to the end because the convolution layer in the Keras expect the channel at the end. So I am going to use move axis to move the axis of channel at the end. The next thing, I have to write the convolution neural network. For that I have to use TensorFlow, Keras here, and then I will write the convolution neural network, and then I will train the model and evaluate the model. So stay with me until I am done with writing of the convolution neural network. This is the convolution neural network I am using. First I am using a sequential model and 1D convolution neural network. In the first layer of convolution neural network, my number of filters are 5, kernel size is 3, stride is 1, and input shape is 71250, 19. And then I am using a batch normalization layer. After that I am using a leaky ReLU activation function. Then a max pooling layer, convolution layer, and a leaky ReLU. This is how I am going to create a convolution neural network. I am using atom optimizer and binary cross entropy because I have two classes and accuracy as the evaluation criteria. So let's run this cell and see. Okay, this is how my neural network look like. It has 36 parameters. So the next thing I have to do is to create a 5-fold cross validation loop and train the model for each loop. It's up to me whether I want to use group k-fold or leave one group out. You can choose any one of them. Both are like good things to do. I would also like to scale the dataset, so I will use standard scaler. The next thing, I have to start the k-fold cross validation or the group k-fold cross validation. So let me create an empty list where I can store the accuracy from each fold, and then I will do From the GKF.split, I got the train index and the validation index. From these index, I will get the training data and the validation data. Let's check the shape of the train features and validation features. The shape of the train feature is 5744, which is the number of trials, 1250 is the length of the sequence, and 19 is the number of channel. We have to then normalize this data or scale this data, but we cannot apply standard scaler from scalar on our 3D data. We can apply it on our 2D data, so I have to convert this data into 2D data. What I will do is to reshape the data such that my data would be like 5744 multiplied by 1250, 19. Currently the shape of my data is like this. I will convert it into something like this. So I have to reshape the data, and once the data is reshaped, I will scale the data. After the scaling is complete, I will reshape the data back to its original shape, which is like this. This is how I reshape the data and then reshape it back. So let me break down the code and explain you in a more simpler way. What is the train feature dot shape -1? It will be 19 because I am taking the last shape value. So when I do train feature dot reshape and this, it will make the last element as 19 and the first element as the product of these two. So it will be like this. So once it is done, I can reshape it back to the shape of the train features. The same thing I will do with the validation data. But instead of fit transform, I will use transform only. Once the data is scaled and reshaped back to its original shape, I can then call the model and fit the model. Okay, first in the model.fit, I have to pass the training dataset, then the training label, then the number of epochs. After the epochs, I have to pass the batch size, then the validation data. Once the training is complete, I will evaluate the model. The evaluation function returns two things. It returns the loss and the accuracy. The first index is the loss and the second is accuracy. So I am taking the second one, which is actually at the index 1. So loss is at index 0 and accuracy is at index 1. So I am going to run it and it will start the training procedure. So this is how you train the model. You can get the code link in the description. Okay, we got an error. No algorithm worked. Maybe it is because of batch size, because I have used a large batch size. Yes, it looked like so, because all of my GPU is filled. So I have to reduce the batch size. Let me reduce the batch size and restart the kernel and run this again. Okay, we got another error, which is also the same. So maybe I need to reduce the batch size to, like, just for the sake of testing, I'm going to make it 1. So let's see. I am not sure why we are getting this error. So what I do is simply Google it and found it this Stack Overflow, which is the first link. So I scroll down and see if there is some solution that can work, and I think the solution might work. So I'm going to copy this solution and going to put it in the beginning of this code. Then I'm going to restart the kernel and run it again. Okay, after putting this piece of code in the beginning of the notebook and we are not getting further error, and around 3 GB of our memory is being used. We can also increase the batch size to around 400 because we have, sorry, to around 200 or 250. For that we can increase the training process. So let me remove the break and see how much accuracy we got. Here we got an accuracy of 63%. This accuracy can be improved by using a better convolution structure, by better pre-processing the data, and by better setting the duration of the epoch. There is a paper, I believe, which achieve around 80% accuracy on the same data by using similar approach. They have around similar model. You can see that and how their model look like. You can easily adopt this model to this code and see if you got 80% accuracy or not. Thank you. This is the end of this tutorial.